Feichang, Nihao everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that I still really need to get used to after 1 year of living in Shanghai. So the first thing that comes to mind is the people. There are people everywhere, all the time, and there's never any peace and quiet. So that, of course, is very obvious because Shanghai is like the biggest city in the world. But if you're from a small town like myself, or from anywhere else in the world, nothing compares to it except maybe New York, maybe the center of London. There's people everywhere all the time, and if you are like me and you want to have a day to yourself, sometimes it can be pretty annoying or difficult. So you go on the metro, there's people there. If you want to have a quiet coffee somewhere, you really can't because people talk loudly and places tend to be quite crowded. So you have to go home to get your peace and quiet. So I like to go home, spend some time with my cats, and really like switch off the WeChat, or else it just keeps going on and on and on. It's not just a cultural thing, it's just a big city thing. There's people everywhere all the time. I sometimes so look forward to my Sunday in bed with just me and my cats. My second comment ties in with this quite well. It's just that life is so busy, and I guess that Shanghai is similar in that way to New York, to London, to other big cities, San Francisco, I don't know, other big Chinese cities too, like Beijing, Shenzhen, Nanjing even. Like in a big city there's always so much to do, so you really have very little time to yourself. You have to guard your time and say no to people, or else you'll be swamped. Like even as a foreigner, when you're new to this city, so many people are new to this city, so it's really easy to meet new people, and it's definitely not a negative comment. I really enjoy that a lot. Like most weekends I have to choose from all these events that I can go to. There are Toastmasters events for me, I can go swimming, there are all these group chats on WeChat with invitations here and there, lunch here, friends want to do karaoke, KTV, people want to do dinner, there's work colleagues, friends of friends. It's really easy to network and meet new people. There are so many things you can do that, yeah, if you want to have a quiet weekend, you have to really say no to people. So in the end, this is all really, really fun, but also it's something I can't quite get used to because I'm used to, at home, having to find the events or even create the events myself and invite people, but now it's like left and right stuff to do, and it can be quite exhausting, and sometimes you need to just take it easy on the weekend, and that is a little difficult for me. Okay, so my third thing that I really have difficulty with getting used to, the third thing I find funny and weird, is girls on their periods. So I could do a whole separate vlog about this, but in China, women, or just everyone, people tend to have these Chinese medicine type of beliefs. For example, people drink hot water all the time. I'm used to that now, but there's hot water every time, everywhere, because that's healthy for you. 身体很好，多喝热水. And what people also like to believe is that, for example, a cold drink is harmful, and a hot drink, very hot drink, can also be harmful, especially for a woman when she's on her period, which to me sounds like bogus. Like, I like to have a cup of tea when I'm on my period, or hot chocolate. So it's hard for me to then not give people my Western comments or judge them, because, many of these beliefs I find kind of silly. Like, yeah, one girl told me, oh, my period's gonna stop if I drink a cold drink, or oh, I can't have alcohol, or my period stops. Like, of course not. And people also have funny ideas about what you can and cannot have, what a woman should or should not have when she's on her period. Like eating certain things, like spicy things, is dangerous, and yeah, cold drinks not an option. One time a friend of mine even started picking a fight with a guy behind a bar because she wanted a Coca-Cola but not from the fridge, and they didn't have that, and so she didn't want anything. And actually most places offer lukewarm drinks for this reason, that people just believe that it's better to have a drink that is lukewarm. Like most restaurants even offer you the beer just from the cupboard instead of from the fridge. So they always ask, oh, you want beer hot or cold? And for me, it's like, of course I want a cold beer. What are you crazy? But they're not crazy. They just believe that lukewarm or warm drinks are better for the body than ice cold or hot. And so when girls are on the period and they give me all these things, like they also believe you cannot go swimming and you cannot do anything. Like girls suddenly become, or women, these precious porcelain. You have to be careful with them because, ooh, period. And women believe that, or some women do, and that I don't like, but for, you know, feminist reasons. Like, of course you can go swimming when you're on your period. Are you crazy? Girls on their periods. Number 4 of the things I still need to get used to is that I am always the obvious lao wai. I am the person with the white face. People notice me. So yeah, there are always more eyes on you, and it can be really tiring. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not so fun. Some people treat foreigners better than Chinese people, which I find odd, and I don't think they should do that. And it happens the other way around too, that people are rude to you because you're a foreigner, because they don't like foreigners. And of course, Shanghai, like many Chinese cities, towns, Taipei maybe too, has foreigners that misbehave. So the typical guy who has an English teaching job and spends his nights drinking beer and complaining about China, that guy exists. That is the type of lao wai that gives all of us a bad name. And I regret that. I'm not a lao wai like that. So I just try to like prove to them that, you know, there are good lao wai and bad lao wai, and I try to be one of the good ones. I try to integrate and things like that. But yeah, sometimes you get nasty comments from people. When I was traveling with my family in Beijing, some people, yeah, obviously did not like that we were there, and then they show that. And that is something that you have to get used to, and you know, you get thicker skin every day, and it's fine. And then on the other hand, there are other people who are like really happy to see a foreigner and they want to take a photo with you, and that is likely to happen at like touristy spots where people from all over China gather, or to go sightseeing. It doesn't happen in Shanghai so much. Anyway, it's just something that, you know, some days I'm just not ready for it, and then, oh yeah, spotlight on me because I'm white. Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's not a complaint, it's just an interesting difference that I find it very difficult getting used to. And then yeah, number 5 of the things that I'm still trying to get used to is the language and the culture barrier, but mainly the language and the fact that I only speak Yidian, just a little. So now I speak a bit more than I did in the beginning, and I say to my taxi driver, Nihao Shifu, and I tell him where I want to go, and I say something about how long I've been in China, what I do in Shanghai, my Chinese name, and then, you know, people enjoy that you speak some of their language, but then they think, oh, she understands everything, blah, 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 and then I find myself awkwardly silent. So, all I can do is learn more, go back to my language course, and yeah, work hard on my Chinese. But yeah, it's something that you have to get used to, and every now and then it's frustrating because you don't understand everything, and sometimes you do notice people talking about you, and sometimes you do notice that you want to ask something or you want to ask questions and you just can't. So yeah, that's also why I am friends with lots of Chinese people who do speak English quite well. It's just easier. Yeah, and of course there are many other things that I'm still getting used to, such as the terrible dating life. Oh, the food, which I love, but it's something else. Cultural differences at work, like the unpredictable weather. The way people treat animals is another big thing I can't get my head around, but all of those things are items for a new video. So I will talk about that in another video. There is a lot more to discuss, so if you have questions, just drop them down in the comment section below. I thank you all for watching this video. Nihao from Henan, and soon I will be back in Shanghai getting used to all these things over again. 再见，谢谢你们，拜拜。